Alright, so as you see in my previous video, if you're able to survive your first day, and if you just like made a blind character and started your game, and you just skip this whole part here before your character creation, you just click like one of these here, and maybe one just a random one, and started your run. But if you're wanting to get farther and get the most you can out of your survival skill, I'm going to do a skill description. I'm just going to tell y'all basically what all these skills do. Thanks to a mod, it shows you all the nitty gritty. Most of them just gives you like a little writing thing. They don't give you the actual statistics that you really honestly need. Because most of the time, I mean, you can tell me one thing, I don't understand it. But we're just going to assume you're going to pick unemployed. You got free 8 points, just whatever. Or if you would do my suggested, the lumberjack, you have 0, so that means you need to take some negatives. But that's for another day for character creation. But okay, you got a speed demon. These are all your good ones here. These are your strengths, basically all the green. They cost points, and the lower you get, the better they get. As you can tell, you got speed demon, you go quicker, you drive faster. And I will show a video basically when it comes to these speeds. Not speed demon, but when it comes to Sunday driver, these are basically two same. One makes you go super fast, one makes you go super slow. Goes hand in hand. In this video right here, I will show you the normal driving speed when you're in a car in the game, on just a standard car you'll find. This is the test for the standard driving speed while you drive. This is just compare it with the Sunday driver, which, as you can tell, we do not have it. This is a standard driving speed here. If we was just doing normal driving, minus running over a few zombies, because I am in the heart of Louisville. Not the best place for the test, but nevertheless, it's more realistic. So, as you can tell, in this game, you will go very fast in the car, and that could lead to your demise, because if you're speeding, it will usually backfire, because the way this game is, you cannot see in front of you. So I have milliseconds to react to a car crash like that, and you smack that and you would take a bunch of damage if this was normal. And you could set your character for disasters. These zombies would have swarmed the car, probably would have disabled the engine, but that's the test to show the normal one. You can easily get max speed with you don't need a speed demon trait or nothing. Speed demon trait just helps with acceleration, and yes, that's basically it. You can go fast here. It takes a lot quicker to get to the max speed though in these cars here. So like in this car, I may not be able to reach max, but it's still quick enough to get around the map here. But yes, that is my test just for the normal driving speed, to show you how quick you could go normally. Okay, now I've shown you the normal one. You can tell you can go pretty quick in this game. So really, speed demon, personally, you honestly don't need it. But I'm gonna show you the Sunday driver trait. If you were to add this, it's -1, or it adds +1 to your thing. So it's very minor. Like, you can't get any traits for one, but as I'll show you the pros of taking it here in the video here. Welcome to. Oh wait, let's let our little survivor here wave at us. Hey. Welcome to the test for your slow driver, and it's very slow. They call it a Sunday driver. You think of the old ladies driving to church, or the old men that just want to take their time, Acceleration is way cut slow, and the main penalty to this is the max speed of 30 miles per hour, which, as you can see here, let's just start driving, and you'll see the pain. And how much, like, you can tell by the way we're backing up. As compared to the normal one, you just go so much slower. Then this is basically how fast you will go with the Sunday driver trait. It's quick. I mean, it's quicker than running, definitely, but it really is slow, and it could really get on your nerves if you are tired of going 30 miles an hour. But minus that, minus smacking a tree, this trait can be pretty useful for avoiding the wrecks, because when you go fast, it's almost impossible to react to it unless you know the roads already. And when you're going this slow, I can see, like, you can see the zombies, you can dodge them out of nowhere, and it's free points basically if you want another trait, if you're willing to suffer through the slowness. But yeah, so if I was flying there, I might have missed, I would have smacked into all that. But with this, you can just react. It is good. I mean, it is free points, like I said. But personally, I never take it. I can't handle driving that slow. It would kill me. Yeah, that's Sunday Driver for you. Okay, now that you've seen Sunday Driver, you've seen basically the pros of it and the cons. I wouldn't take it, but the Sunday Driver isn't a bad trait. That's why it's only +1, because it really does help you, honestly. I think that's why the devs only give you like 1 point basically to have it. But you got cat eyes. That's really helpful. I'll sometimes take cat eyes. You got better vision at night. That's if you're wanting to scavenge at nighttime and raid other homes or even drive. Vision does become an issue at night. You do feel very immersed in it. But yeah, it does get very rough. At nighttime you cannot see, and cat eyes can help you with 20% better vision. Yeah, you got dexterous. So personally, I don't think you should take this. You have a 50% less time required to transfer inventory. Inventory transfers aren't that big of an issue. I think the normal base speed you have is good enough, but yeah, ain't bad. Fast Trader, now this is one of my favorite traits here. It costs 2. Very cheap, but it's also, I think, very effective for the way I want to play the game. You get a 30% reading speed when it comes to reading books. That gives you your XP multiplier for your skills. So in the first week, that's very crucial that you can read all the books you can, so you can watch Life and Living and get the most out of the free experience you will get without actually having to do anything. And so these 2 tests here, I'm going to show you the normal read time. So in the hour, I will show you that, starting right now. Alright, just for the comparison of a standard reading speed, I've brought us in a lovely theater here. And as you tell, we don't got nothing affecting our reading speed. This will be our normal one. So once we hit 3 o'clock here, I will start the timer, and we will read for 1 hour sharp, just to see how many pages we get compared to when you get Fast Reader. So, any minute now. Alright, now we start. So, I always, if you don't, I'm always like nitpicky on time when it comes to games like these. So you can fast forward. And the standard one ain't bad. I'm just always paranoid about, waiting and your character starves. So while we're reading here, we're up to 27 pages now. And yeah, it's pretty quick. I mean, it's almost 4. Okay, so you get roughly around 30. So I mean, that ain't bad. 30 pages in an hour, you can read that. You can get it done in a day at least. But it's pretty slow compared to the other one, as you'll tell in the next test here. But it isn't bad. It's still fine not picking it. It really isn't needed, because I mean, I am a single player. I can just do this button right here, and you can just fast forward time. But personally, I would like to go quicker so you can get the books done quicker and you can get more done before all the electricity is out. If you're wanting to read before, because you really do need to read so you get the multiplier before Life and Living comes off. But yeah, that's basically the test. You know, you get 30. Get 30 in an hour. Okay, now that you've seen the normal read time, I'm gonna basically show you what happens if you equip Fast Reader, which I use in every run, so I highly recommend this when creating a character with traits. But you'll see the difference. It may not seem very major, but I think it's very crucial. It could save hours and maybe 2 more TV shows in the week before the power does come out in the game. This test is to show the Fast Reader trait here. And like I said, the 30% reading speed increase, which can save a lot of time and sitting around, including food. So at 12 here, we're going to start reading, and we're going to have our character reading until 1 o'clock to show how much quicker you are able to read in comparison to the 220 number of pages on each book. So now we are just going to fast forward till 1 o'clock here, till it flips, and okay. So she's read about 42 pages. Just to show how much quicker the Fast Reader is for the character. So I hope that would influence your questioning and picking a Fast Reader trait. If you like it, I personally use it all the time. I think it's perfect for solo, and if you want to play multiplayer, it saves a lot of time because you cannot fast forward in multiplayer. But that concludes the Fast Reader test. Alright. So now that you've seen the Fast Reader trait, you got Outdoorsman. You're not affected by harsh weather. So this can be this is a pretty good trait too for only 2 points. Colds can kill you in this game. You'll get a fever if you don't got the right medicine. You have to basically waste time if you get it early on in the game. Like I said, not getting scratched, bit, sick, anything in the first week is very crucial. And this can basically counter that when it comes down to the cold part. Wakeful, you get less sleep. That's a good trait, kind of. You can do more in a day, but also, yeah, it's a pretty good trait. Iron Gut's pretty good, but most of the time you're not going to get food illness. And if you do, it does last a shorter time. You get Angler. You start off the game knowing how to fish. So as we get higher here, we're going to get better and better traits, in my opinion. They are expensive, though. Baseball player, you get better long blunt, like a baseball bat. Hence the name. You start off with a skill point in it. Brave, I'll sometimes pick this. You have 30% less panic. Unless you do pick phobias like claustrophobia, or the one where you get panic when you're outside. And panicking is helpful late game with your weapons. Your accuracy is so much better. First aid, you start with 1 first aid, so your healing will start off better in the game. We have Gardener. That's alright, it's better foraging, and the weather does not affect you when you forage, and you do start farming. Graceful, you make less noise. This is good for a more stealthier build with these 2 traits right here. Along with inconspicuous, I love taking this trait because it halves your chance of being spotted, basically by a zombie, which can really help you out a super lot if you are if you have a super high horde number, zombie count in the game, or you just do not want to deal with zombies half the time. And it also helps for pulling out zombies and hordes one by one, so you can kill them. So, you got Light Eater, you'll eat less, which isn't much of an issue. Lucky, this is basically find rare root. You can find hidden stashes in the homes. They will be in the floorboards. And your foraging gets better. Nutritionalist, I don't think you should take that. Personally, it just tells you nutritional value of foods. I've never really dabbled with it, so I can't really give you an opinion. Resilient, you're less prone to disease, another good trait. And if you do turn a zombie at slower rate, which doesn't really help because in the end you're going to die. But this helps with your like the disease aspect of the game. That's half of the way you can die in this game besides zombies. So you get basically a 25% chance better at living, in my opinion. Runner, you start better sprinting. Sower, you'll get better tailoring. Amateur mechanic, now that's pretty good. You'll be able to hotwire cars off the bat, and you can do repairs and get a very easy car. Gymnast, you basically have better fitness. You're light-footed and nimble. Brawler, that's a good one. Yeah, you start off with a +1 axe. See if you took the lumberjack, you start with axeman. So you get better XP, and your axes are better, so you get a very good axe build brawler. Cook is really good. You can make very good food. Keep your character well fed at all times. Eagle Eye, you have better visibility fade, and you can see farther. And your field of view basically goes up. That's better for spotting if you want to play it safer or scout around a lot more. Fast healer, you recover faster from injuries, so that does not waste time early game if you have to sit around. But yeah. Fast learner, now this could be a very good trait. You get 30% experience for everything, except the two main ones that you need to do through exercise, or just basically you get throughout playing the game. This can help you level up and get the end game much quicker and your best potential in your form here. You also be fit. That helps your fitness, so you're gonna get a whole +2 fitness. Be able to run quicker and longer. You be a former scout. This is good if you want to scout and build Eagle Eye. Be a herbalist. As you can tell, there's a lot of good traits here. You got hiker. That's good for if you want to live out in the woods here. You know how to make traps so you can feed yourself. Get keen hearing so you can hear a lot better. And this one is really good because, like it says, zombies approaching from behind. You can see basically 360 around you, enough time to react, so you should not get ninja zombied, basically, that's what we call them. It's a zombie that just comes out of nowhere and bites you, basically. And you can ruin the whole game. Low thirst, your thirst meter just in half, you know, the decay of it, and your actions that you do that lower your thirst. Get better organization. Your containers have more inventory. Basically everything you'll find here just can hold more. Stout, much higher strength, it can do more damage, and you can carry more. That's a very good trait. Adrenaline junkie, very good trait. Probably a top 5 trait in my opinion. I'm going to show you a video of how good adrenaline junkie is by showing you first the normal run speed. If it applies to you if you're strongly panicked or extreme. As you can tell, you get 0.2 or +25 base speed, which is a major difference. It may only sound like a quarter, but life or death, like you'll see here. But yeah, I'm going to show you the normal run speed. This is the test to show the standard running speed if you do not pick adrenaline junkie. So you just have a normal base running speed, assuming you have the standard shoes on that do not affect your movement speed here. So yeah, we have a 1.1, that's what you start with. And with the extreme panic, I will start sprinting here, just to show how quick we run here in comparison. This is the sprint while you're in extreme panic, which is quick. But if you're playing against sprinters here, these are just standard zombies. Your character will almost definitely be chased down. They'll be right on your tail. And you can get pretty far with it, but this is the normal extreme panic run speed without adrenaline junkie. As you can tell, we do not have it here. But that concludes the standard running speed test. Okay, now that you have a base control that you can see here, I'm going to show you what adrenaline junkie can do for you. Welcome to the test when you do have adrenaline junkie here. You can tell we should get a 0.25 base speed here. We look behind, we got a lot of zombies, so with this we just start running and you can see the night and day of how much quicker you are. And as you can tell, I can just get away from every single zombie in town. Just like that. And this is such a helpful trait when you're in very tight situations. If you get cornered and you can run very fast, you can get away. Like, even as you walk quicker. It's a very helpful trait. Your base speed is just increased all around. This is why you have strong. If you have strong, it does go down by 0.5, 0.05, but it's so much quicker. Like, as you can tell, I just smoked every one of them. But you do get out of breath quick, and this is a must-have if you play against sprinters. It is a definite, you must take at all times, because you're not going to live if you cannot outrun them. And this basically shows you the difference between life and death. But it does come at a sharp price, but it is very well needed. But yeah, that's basically shows you how good this trait can be. But yeah. Now that you know how incredible Adrenaline Junkie is, I think a lot of people will pick that, especially if you're gonna play against sprinters. Like I said, sprinters, hardest zombies you can play against. Think of World War Z. Playing against World War Z. This trait's so good that it is negative, or it does take -8 from you. Handy, everything you build will have more HP, so zombies bang on it more, and you do build quicker. This is just better for a base build if you're wanting to build your own place, like out in the woods, preferably, or in the city if you want to risk it. Hunter, good for living on your own. You know, you start with all traps, better weapons, better stealth build. It's a good stealth build too. Thick skin, now this is good if you want to reduce the chance of getting scratched or bit, getting the skin, and that chance of becoming a zombie. So you get a 30% chance less of receiving wounds, and your chance of getting your clothes damaged by trees go down to 1/13. Athletic, you run quicker, you can run for longer. Very good trait here. Good if you're playing against sprinters too with Adrenaline Junkie, but you're looking at -18 points, so you have to take a lot of negatives, a lot of plus for it. Strong's really good. You start with +4 damage, and your melee damage is 40% increased. So this is why this mod's so great. You do not see this in the base game. It does not tell you none of this. You just you see the +4 strength, but it does not tell you the melee damage increase. Okay, this video is definitely going to be a lengthy one. I did not expect it's going to take me this long to get through this, but it's why we love this game. It's very in-depth. Now I'm gonna show you the negative traits. These are all the pluses that give you pluses, so you can grab some of these. You've already seen Sunday Driver. All thumbs, I will show you a test of moving basically loot into a container to show you the normal movement speed just before you see the all thumbs with the 300% increase in your inventory transferring time, which is a long time. But yeah, you're going to look at the normal one right now. Welcome to the test for a normal transfer for your inventory. This is the same old time here. This is my traits. I do not have it. And the test will be you just put it in here in a cabinet, which you will do at the start of very early games before you put it in the crates. So we're just going to test 5 magazines here, and I'm going to start a timer to show how normally it does it, and compared to all thumbs how much slower it is. So we'll start. So it was that quick. It took about a second and a half. It took no time. As I take it back, another second. It takes roughly around a second just for 5 of these here, and that's really it. It's very quick, and you'll see the difference when the all thumbs shows. But that concludes this test. Okay, you've seen the normal one. Now I want you to look at what all thumbs, how much of the impact of it is. For this test, I am going to show the wonderful audience all thumbs. So this trait I would never pick. Just like the Sunday Driver, I don't got patience to wait. But if you bring it down to the grand scheme of things, it theoretically could be free points. if you're in a safe environment while you decide to transfer loot. But if it's on the fly, you're gonna be hurting. That's the only downside to this, really. Okay, let's go through the pane here. Cabinet, same like the other one here. And we got our 5 magazines, and I will essentially time this here just to show you. It's 300%, so instead of 1 second, it's gonna be a while. Alright, 3, 2, 1. So as you can tell, it's night and day how much slower it is. So it took about 4.5 seconds, which is about 3 more. The 300% adds up, obviously. As you can tell, these are just magazines. Like, if I want to loot this whole thing, I mean, I'm taking forever. It isn't slow, but it's slow enough to annoy you. Like this, like, it takes forever to put a hand when you think you just open it and, like, throw it in it. But I guess that's why it happens when you use all thumbs. But yeah, that really shows how much slow that is. Personally, would I pick it? No. Like I said, no. I don't got the patience for it. I'd rather take another negative trait than this. I'm often picking stuff up on the go while you're running looting. You ain't gonna kill a whole horde. Just grab and go. If they're beating down the house, you know, and they're beating in, you gotta go, oh wait, give me some time. It's gonna take 300% longer. Now they're already in, biting your back by the time you turn around and shove them. But yeah, it's all thumbs for you. Alright, now that you've seen that, you're going to, but you see how, yeah, it is +2, so if you're willing to take the weight, that's +2 points to help you towards anything at basically no cost. Really overall your survivability, only circumstantial. But we have clumsy, you make more noise when moving, basically the opposite of the other one where you don't. And you also have a chance to trip. So this could really screw you over if you have a horde on you, right on your tail, and you fall, and they catch you, and you just get munched on. You get cowardly. This will be good to mesh with adrenaline junkie, because you basically, you're always panicked almost. Your panic meter, chance to panic is increased by 100%, and you need to be panicked to run quicker. So that is a good combo that you could do if you want an adrenaline junkie build. Short-sighted, the complete opposite of eagle-eyed. Cannot see farther, and your visibility is much slower. So slow reader, basically think of the opposite, fast reader. So I'm assuming you'd read probably about 17 pages in an hour. In the teens, definitely, or low 20s, but definitely in the teens. Weak stomach, you also, I would never take this one. You have a higher chance to get food illness, just if you get bad RNG and you get food with food illness that could give you it that you did not know about. This would bite you in the butt because you're basically getting it. So, agrophobic, hopefully I said that right. You're going to get panicked outdoors like crazy. Just like claustrophobic, instead of outside, it's inside. So maybe this would be also good with adrenaline junkie too. You could focus a lot of things around certain builds and what you need. Conspicuous, I would never take this. 100% chance to get spotted by zombies. That's a death sentence. That would be rough at all times. I've never run with it before. Ones I always will take is, I'll show you here in a second. Disorganized, 30% inventory capacity in your containers. That ain't bad, honestly. I might take that one day if I really want a super nice trait. Hard of hearing isn't bad either. Most people play the game with the music and they just go off eyesight. But I like the immersion of the game, so I would never take this unless I'm role playing a character that cannot hear well. A hearty appetite, your hunger is drastically increased. I wouldn't take this either. Pacifist isn't bad. I might take that. You're basically less effective with weapons. Prone to illness, never take this unless you or just doing a no damage challenge. So basically, you can catch a cold 70% chance quicker, so you do not want your body out of regulation of temperature at all. And the cold is a lot stronger, and it progresses in half the time. Sleepyhead, I always take this. You get tired a lot quicker, but that's fine. You can sleep. If not, I mean, you can live being super tired. Your character just gets wore down, basically. If you're just reading a book, you're fine. It does not affect it with a fast reader. Smoker, I always take this one too, so that's +8. I usually get all I want with that. I usually never run a problem with Smoker. I highly encourage people to take this in your first playthrough. Plus, you can find cigarettes all over the map, especially a match or a lighter. Just go in a gas station, you'll find cigarettes. Just about 100% guaranteed. Plus, it basically forces you to smoke, which gives you a -5 to your stress. So you basically are forced to help your stress levels go down in this game. So I think it's the perfect negative trait. Plus, you can roleplay being a smoker. You kill a bunch of zombies and smoke. You can be unlucky, basically the opposite of lucky, and that one wouldn't be bad to take either. This is basically if you have asthma, you're asthmatic, your endurance goes down quicker. This would be a death sentence on sprinters. You do not want this on your junkie. As I pretend that we are making a build over a adrenal junkie. You got hemophobic. You're panicking when you're performing first aid on yourself, and you cannot do it on others, so multiplayer do not take this. And you get stressed and bloody, so maybe with a smoker can cancel it out a little bit. But feeble, you get less knockback. Basically, you're the opposite of strong. You cannot carry less. You can carry a lot less. High thirst, you get 100% more thirsty, which isn't much of an issue early game, but when the water goes out, it is. Out of shape, you have very low endurance and low endurance regeneration. So your fitness is now -2. Overweight, you start at weight 95, and you have so many negatives against you that it's a very hard playthrough if you're overweight. You can lose it though, if your weight does go below 85. Restless sleeper, you sleep less hours, and your tiredness takes longer to go away. That would be an alright pick, just because you'd be tired a lot quicker, especially with the other one. Slow healer, you recover very slowly from injuries, so a scratch would take forever to go away, so you have to be managing for a lot longer. Slow learner, I don't think would be too bad. If you just don't die, you'll get all your skills, but 30% is a pretty longer time you do have to take though. Underweight, you have to start with low strength. This is basically opposite of obese. Your starting weight is 70. But you can't probably lose underweight. You just have to lose it if you take it above 75. Which isn't hard, just basically make your character eat at all times. And that would basically be a free +6 points if you can live it long. Illiterate, that's another roleplay trait in my opinion. Cannot read books, that would be very hard to skill level. Would take absolutely forever. Thin skin, this is if I was doing a no damage challenge, I would take this. Your scratches basically you just are more prevalent, but if you're not going to take damage, you just take it. Because if you do, you're done. But situational trait. Obese, another situational. I don't think you'd be a smart pick. But yeah. Your starting weight is 105. And you can lose this all if you lower your weight. So these traits could be alright if you're able to lose all the weight, but you have to starve your character. You're unfit with this trait. Low endurance, very low regeneration for your endurance too, and your fitness is -4. Very underweight, so your strength is probably level 1 maybe. I've never actually looked, but your melee damage is way lower. Very dangerous to pick if you want very underweight. Weak, your strength is -5. So you can change that. Would go to feeble if you increase your strength. You can these traits can basically be nullified if you can raise your skills to a certain spot. Death, another roleplay one. In my opinion, plus 12 points is nice. So you could get a lot of things with plus 12 here. You can get one of these plus one of these. But you basically, your perception is low, so you would not know if a zombie is behind you just about. Because you can't hear. So the radios do not work for you. You can watch TV though, because like it says closed captions, but a lot of things is cut off from you and you're playing the game in silence unless you listen to music. Which, if you're here for immersion, you do not want to straight unless, like I said, you roleplay. But 30 minutes later, this is all of the traits in the game. Plus more you could get with with mods. I mean, mods do so much for this game. Yeah, that's all the traits. Thanks for watching. But if you want more content, I definitely love this game right now. I definitely want to make a lot more videos. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this does help. The traits, I mean, they are very in depth. And if you want the mod, I'll plug it here for you. It's called More Descriptions for Traits. This is perfect because they are unclear, and this basically removes it. It's a very good picture for a mod. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.